Sawa.
Sasa,
Ehe.
welcome to the Escapades show.
Kabisa niko hapa.
Yeah, and if you're new here, karibu tena sana. Don't forget to like, share, and support the channel. So, today we have a very interesting topic. First of all, I would like to welcome our guest. She's not new. She has been here, and I will let her introduce herself as she welcome herself to the show. Now, ni wewe. It's your turn. Karibu. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much, my friend, to have me here for the second time. I'm really, really happy and appreciate this moment. I know I've been disappearing because of life situation. I couldn't really keep it up, but it's okay. I'm now back here. Thank you to have me again.
Thank you too for having time and for taking your time to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also for giving us this interesting topic. You know, like motherhood, parenting is such a huge topic in Europe, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and for you just to give us that time and allow us to get into your life and to know more on how, and even to elevate us how to go about it. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So
Thank you. Asante.
Before we start, do you have anything to say about motherhood? How is motherhood, by the way, on your side? How is it?
Wow, motherhood is something that I really appreciate and love, but it has their own challenging as normal life. You know, motherhood is not something that people can joke about it because it's just to raise another human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also nice. Yeah.
It's nice to be a mom. Actually, it's not even nice. It's good to be a mom. It feels good to be a mom. And okay, it's not good to be a mom at the young age.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it has two sides because I got my children at the early age. My firstborn, when I got my firstborn, I was already me myself a teenager. So I was 15 years old to
Wait, okay, but first before we get there, I'm
mm-hmm.
you already have kids back home, and
Yeah.
part of our conversation is the long distance parenting.
Yeah.
So can we go a little back home and tell us about now your kids? Now we start from when exactly did you your first kid? Have your first kid?
Okay. For the last conversation that we were talking about, remember I said that I didn't finish up the school. So I became a ghetto girl. Yeah, you know what is going on around ghetto life. It's challenging, it's hard, it's fun for those who see it. It's fun, but it's challenging and hard as well. So back home, at the age of 15, I was already a mom, me myself. Then, so I was a child bringing in the child in the world. And I didn't know anything to be a mom. I didn't know anything to, how to take care of the child. But at that age, I was also a housekeeping, whereby I was taking care of a child. So I knew how to take care of the baby.
You were by then you were working at 15
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah, 15 years old. I started to work at the age of 13.
Okay.
As a house helper.
In Kenya, it's allowed. You are still under.
Yeah. Hey, you're looking for money. Nobody cares if you have ID or not. It wasn't allowed then, but no one cared. That time no one cared. It's not like now where they take child or children seriously. Then they didn't care. I mean, no one was there.
Okay.
Or if it could happen, then I was not aware, because in the ghetto there's no much information about it. But I was working for a woman who was not living in the ghetto. My first nanny job in Kenya was in a place called Komarok.
Komarok, okay.
Koma.
Is it Chungburuburu?
I can't remember the street, but I remember it was in Komarok. I can't remember. I
Is
can't
it,
tell the
or is
street.
that okay? Mm.
Yeah, I worked there for a few months. The salary was paid direct to my mom, so I didn't know how much she was receiving. Me, I was just working and she could get the money, and I was just there. I think I stayed there for half a year, and then only on Sunday I could go. On Saturday, I could go back to visit my mom in Kibera evening, and then I will come back on Sunday evening. So it was just one day off.
Wow.
Yeah. So then, with that kind of life, I started to see, no, it's not good to stay at work. I had friends who were from ghetto as well. They were a little bit bigger than me or older than me, so they knew a lot than me. And then they started to introduce me to this kind of life. And then, little did I know, I started to feel like my stomach it's growing, but I didn't understand why. One of the teenager who was older than us, she knew symptoms of being pregnant, because I could sleep a lot, I could not eat some food, I was vomiting. For me, I thought I got malaria, because then it was common in Kenya. And then after some time I couldn't really get my periods, and then I went and asked her, how do you see your periods? Like, mine is not coming for a few months and I don't know. And she told me, you are pregnant. So when she told me those things, I didn't really realize what pregnant is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it wasn't fun. It's just a long story. So I became a mom at age of 15, and now my son is originally my son is now 20, but we cut down his 1 year old, so now he's 19.
Why did you cut it down?
Because of the birth certificate, because where I took him to school later on, they wanted him the year below, not the age he was, because he joined in school very late because of poverty.
Mm.
Yeah.
And how did your mom take all the news?
Why? She was not around even. People keep telling her, but she didn't care much. Yeah,
Wow.
for me now to reflect back the story, or to see back my story, my mom, she didn't care much then. When she heard people saying, and she never see me, so she could not even take one step forward, like to start to look for me where I was, until now, when the pregnancy was almost 8 months. That's when people started to chase me to from their home. Now friends stop accommodating me, and then they could say, no, this now it's dangerous, you have to go to your mom, she have to take care of the bill hospital, and she have to take care of the baby, so when the things started to be sour on my side, that's when I took myself to my mom's house. And I'm thanking God that she didn't chase me away. She welcomed me. She took care of me very well. And I was even regretting why I didn't go even earlier. So, yeah, but she never talked to me about earlier sexting. This is dangerous. This, you should not do this. You should not do this. You should take care of yourself like this. So these things I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got yourself into it. As okay, now you have your first baby, yeah? How was it?
Sorry?
Now you're 15 years, you've had your first baby. How was it? How was it being a mom at such an early age?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was it?
Yeah, it was hard. It was challenging. At the same time, I didn't know how to do a lot of things. So a lot of things I learned from my mom. And later on, after I think after a few months, I started to be on my own because she could always tell me like siku kutuma. Siku kutuma. Anytime I could need advice or a help and she's busy and she want to go maybe somewhere and maybe I've gotten a job, so she could tell me you either stay home, raise your child, or go with him to look for that work. So it was hard anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. But at the same time, I found it happy. And looking back now, I'm so thankful that I raised my own child myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you also had another one, a second one.
Yeah, but then after 5 years, then things were going really okay, not really good, but it was okay. I could, look for jobs here and there, try to, to make my child comfortable. So I was doing a lot of vibaruas. Like I could take my son with me on my back, go to the estate area and knock door to doors to look for job or for money just to keep up with my child. Then after all, I got someone in the way, and then yeah, just normal relationship started, and then later on I got baby number two, but then I was already 20. Yeah, I was already 20 years.
Okay. Baby
Hmm.
number two at 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. How was it in general? Like the first in the beginning, as in just as a parent, as a new parent, how was it? Were there any challenges that you faced? Like,
Yeah, the challenges were there, were so many, especially if you don't have a proper background, stable life. You can imagine how hard was it for me. Um, the challenge were there and were so many because me actually I got birth to my kids normal. All of them they are natural birth. I've never get any Kaiserschnitt or cis. Yeah, this what they call it, like the operation to get the
I
baby. No, I've Kaiserschnitt in German. I don't know in English. That word it has lost. Yeah.
area.
So yeah, it was a challenge. It was a challenge. It was hard to be a mom of two at the very young age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. And there's something that is called postpartum depression. You ever had it, or is it my internet or 1 minute, please? I think maybe 1 minute. I think my. Mm-hmm. Sorry, continue.
Okay.
You can continue. I think it has solved itself, the problem.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did you ask? Because I didn't get your answer, your question. Sorry.
My question was like in the beginning, like normally when someone is, when the first time to be a mom, normally there's this thing which is called postpartum depression.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it, or life was too busy even to acknowledge it?
Me, these things I've just, I'm now starting to see these things on Now Women of Now. Then in the ghetto, I mean, umeza huyu mtoi sahi ana food, hauna food, so there was no depression in between, you know.
I
So
I
me, these
normally
things I've never got it because I was so busy with my life. I've never even realized that I was having maybe that depression of being earlier mom or what. Me, these things zilinipata kwa barabara. Nowadays ndio naona watu wanafanya ati I have this depression. Me, I don't think if depression exists.
thank you. Normally depression is a luxurious sickness. It's a
Yes.
uh, some, if you if you're meeting life hard on hard, there is no way
Yeah.
near you. Anyway.
Yeah.
So when fast forward,
Yeah,
you came and you left your kids, huh? You
yeah,
left your back at home. Who
yeah,
did you? I remember you said you left them with your. So
yeah.
how was it like the parenting? How did you manage it?
Okay, now when I got my hubby and got came here in Europe, my big goal was to bring my kids here to stay with me. But things didn't work the way I expected, because I met earlier friends then who are really, when they could hear my story that I left my kids back home, they could salute me and tell me, you know what, don't even bring them here because this is not their world. But then I didn't understand why, and they didn't explain to me why I should not bring the child or children here in Europe. But come to know, after many years of living here and seeing many African friend or people that are living here, bringing their children. I'm so thankful that I didn't make that step to bring my children in Europe. They only come to visit and that's it. But I don't want my children to go through hard depression thing that some people think it's good to bring the children here, but for me, on my opinion, on my own experience of seeing people, those who are my close friends, people are outside, many African people who are not even from Kenya, they are from Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon. I've seen their children, what they are going through, and I'm so thankful that I didn't make that decision to bring my children here in Europe, because I can't imagine me myself when I was new here. I had my own depression situation. I couldn't really feel comfortable to be in this country, not only to see that I'm married, and I can't imagine that for a child who can be bring up here, and then you as a parent, you expect your children to behave normal children who are born and raised here. I mean, not all of them, and I couldn't really tell if my children could follow the suit of being depression and start to be, taking drugs and alcohol and, involving themselves in the crime. I I mean, I couldn't tell, but I'm so thankful now as I speak. I'm so thankful that my kids are back home with my mom.
Wow. And I've seen their picture. They are doing really, yeah, you can tell mommy is Europe. Yeah, the way they
Yes,
look.
and the other thing is, actually me, I do parenting through the phone, because I
Ah,
do talk to my children, and I started to talk to my son at the age of 10. I started to tell him what it means what and what it means what. Also my daughter, I started to talk to her the moment I started to see her that she's starting to grow as a girl, because me myself personally, my mom, she never told me, no one was there for me at that age. She was then, and I was then. My mom never talked to me, there's this, and if you do this, this is the profit of it. So when I started to see my children are growing, especially my son, because I told him, where mi usinifanye grandmother sai.
so how
I still want to enjoy my youth.
so
Yeah,
how is you said you do it on phone, yeah? Your parenting is more on phone, yeah, through the phone.
yeah.
Do you have a plan on how you call them, or is it just a random thing?
Okay, my children, since I'm in this country, my children, they're in the boarding school. And in the boarding school where I took them in the first when they were in a primary, they were very strict teachers.
Mhm.
And then they could get a lot of discipline in the school. And when they closed the school, I was calling them, or they could call me, because I bought my son phone. So he could always mail them and say, Mommy, I'm on my way. No, now that one is on the high school. In the primary, it could just close, go to the grandmother, pick the phone, and call me and tell me he's home now for a few days, or for 1 week, or for 1 month. And then I could start to tell him about drugs. not to abuse cigarette, not to be involved with friends who are not good, because that company can introduce you to many things. So remember, me, your mom, I was your age when I was introducing these things. So I don't want you to go through as what I went through as your mom. I want to break that cycle, and you have to become the better person that I was not. So
Yeah.
that's how I always talk to them. Then I was even talking to them, and some few friends of mine and my mom, they could feel like it was too much information for my kids, but I never lose hope and I never listened to them. I said, this is me. I went through at the earlier age, so I know what I'm doing with my kids. I know what I'm telling them. I know, and I'm their parent, so you don't just tell me how to raise my own child.
And if I may ask, if it's appropriate, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but you can like, or if no, just say pass. All this time, where is the dad? Their dad.
Oh my God, those ones, they disappear like air in the air. There's air with the air. I don't think if they exist. Me, yani kama kuna kitu yenye ulitupa na ukasahau hata kuangalia nyuma, it's me. Me, I've never bothered anybody. Never.
Ah,
Even
they don't
the, huh?
they don't come to say hello or to check how the kids are.
No, even then, when I said I'm pregnant, I was being threatened that I will be killed if I will be seen again in the door. So if someone will tell you that they will kill you if you come again and say you are pregnant, what will you do? Will you go to die? Those
Mm.
voices, they are the one who chased me away from going and to complain. The second it was kind of living together relationship-ish thing, like in most Kenya, or yeah, I can say that because I saw that a lot and it's still going on. Like, come we stay, kuna mtu anakuja anaishi kwako, mnazaa watoi, numbers zinaendelea kugrow, and yet you are not married, hakuna mtu mwenye anajua kwa kuna mwingine. So that one, second one was like that. But then when I started to see like violence and being insulted and being abused, I was like, no, nimezoea ghetto life. I will go back there where I feel comfortable. So me, I've never bembelezed people in my life, and I don't know if they are dead or they exist. Me, I don't know.
But by then, do you know? Yesterday, actually, I was having this conversation with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that Kenya, can we stay? If you stay together more than 7 years, you're automatically married.
Hey, home
Married.
Menda Mbali is not even more than 7 years, 2 weeks.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Just 2 weeks. Ulale ukule uamuke the same house. Which ni
Eh.
bibi.
And iko hadi kwa constitution. It's already it has been approved. You're married. Hakuna ati kukosana hapo. Divorce, you have to follow procedure.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Me, I've never seen someone coming to me and complain like nataka mtoi wangu. I've never seen someone coming, so I don't know if they are curious to know about the children's life. So I'm not concerned. And
Okay.
wacha nikwambie, the moment you don't concentrate on something, it will never come to your line. But the moment you will start to dig in and start to know and to start to ask questions, those things will come. So me, I think my ignorances is the one that have made me to just let that wall be between us. But I
Okay.
always tell my kids, if you ever want to know, because sikuwameza kwa kikombe, if you always want to know where they are, we can go
Yeah.
together and search for them, because me, I don't know.
Yeah, well enough. Even the dads can look for the kids, yeah.
Yeah, but my son is clear mind. He has nothing to do with the original.
He will decide later on, yeah.
Yeah, maybe when he's 30 or 25 or 30 maybe, but now, because I always talk about it. I always ask. I always you never know, maybe they are shy to talk about, but I always talk about them. I always ask them. I always put their Augenbrauen up to know, like, you have to ask. It's your right to ask, and it's always good to ask. But the journey of looking for them, it will be on your own, not me. I will give you the locations, then you go and ask these particular names.
But it's good that you are open and the opportunity, you are giving them the opportunity. It's there.
Yeah.
Rather than just like hiding it, you don't want to hear. You know, like before, ungeulizanga where is my dad, hata ni slap ungepatana nayo.
Yeah. Hapana, mi nawapatianga hiyo opportunity. I give them that opportunity, and I always tell them so that they know, because they have seen now a new father figure to their life, which later they will start to tell me like, mom, mbona hukutuambia, mbona sisi tuko hivi, hii ngozi na wengine wako hii ngozi. So I always tell them everything into details, what it means life. This is where I come from. Because of this and this, that's why you have bread in your table. Because of this and this, that's why your school fees is paid. So compare this and compare the person who threw you in the garbage and forget about that you exist. Yeah. Make your own decision. I cannot make that. Me, I can give you everything, but at the end of the day, you have a right to know.
In the long distance parenting, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages?
Okay, I will say, I will start with the disadvantage. Disadvantage is when you are not there as a physical mom. Like, you are not there, you don't see them, you don't really know what they are going through in their life. It's very hard to know whether they are okay or not. But if you have a big support back home when it comes to the family and friend family, because me personally, where my kids are now, I think with my own mom, they could not be where they are, because most of time my kids, they're in the Internatsschule. They live in the school. So I think that one, it has helped me a lot.
You got lost. Hello? Am I still on, or it's only Rael who is stuck? Can someone hear me? She'll be back. So,
Did I disappear?
yes.
My iPhone, it has high temperature.
Are you even stuck up to now?
Oh my goodness.
Umekwama.
Sasa nirudi wapi?
Maybe utoke alafu urudi tena.
Wow.
Cause umekwama, naona picha ndio hiyo. It's okay.
iPhone ime raise temperature. Hey, mpaka imeniambia I have to cool down. So I'm sorry for that, guys.
It's okay. I was like, nimeachwa peke yangu. Anyway, where were we?
We were on that nini. Long distance parenting.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. Those are disadvantage, and advantage is I cannot tell much because, as always a mom, you feel like it's good to have your children close to you as possible, to see them, to talk to them, touch them, eat with them and hang around with them. So I cannot tell much about that. I cannot tell much the advantage of that. Disadvantage, there are so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the advantages, which one are so many? Disadvantages or advantages?
Disadvantages.
See, you give us just 3. You already said that. Where were you? That they live most of their time
In
in
the
school.
school, yeah.
Yeah, that was one.
Second is they are most time in the school with the teachers, and then when they are back home, they are not with me, they are with someone else, which is grandmother and their second family now. So yeah, I don't know how really to explain that, but disadvantages, there are so many. Advantages, awako hapa, I don't see them, they don't eat my head. Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
like the normal stress that you go through when you raise your kids, me, I'm not going through that with my teenager kids. I'm not going through that because me, it's just a direct phone and I talk to them hours and hours when they are only home in the house, back home. But if they are not there, I don't talk to them. And if I go holiday, I don't see a lot of their mistakes because I'm only there for 2 weeks.
And and look back, when you look back, what is it that you're proud of yourself that you're giving them right now that you yourself was never privileged in that situation?
Oh my God, there are so many. First of all, I'm so proud that they are reached in the education level where I was never been there before. And for my son now to sit on a Form 4 class, I'm very proud of myself. And this year, my girl, she joined as well high school, something that me myself, I've never stepped a high school door. I don't know how it works. So I'm proud of myself to give them something that I didn't give them, that I didn't get from my own parents. Because my own parents, they thought education is necessary, especially for a girl child. And yeah, because I don't have brothers, so I cannot say they took care of my brother education and left girls out. So I'm proud of my kids. I'm proud that they've never missed anything in their life since they started to go to school, and since I changed my life and their life. So yeah, there are so many things that I'm proud of. And to see them actually becoming teenager, and my son is taller than me, so his voice is the one that keep me moving, like I've raised a man.
And Nini, how does it affect them that this long thing? They don't see you. You're not there. How does it affect them?
Of course, it affects their life. I mean, in the beginning, I was happy they were happy in the beginning. Like we didn't both know what is going to bring in the future. So when I left the country, for me, I was focusing on goods. Like I'm going to look for honey. Like, I know there's a money on the tree there. I'm going to pinch all of them, put it in my pocket, go back as soon as possible, and start to live a good life. But journey of life, of living, no one ever told you the brightness or the darkness of it. So even them, they were happy, like mamangu anaenda kupanda ndege, so you could hear them saying that. But later on, I started to realize that they were sad, they were lonely. I was not there to take care of them as a mom and to protect them as a mom. But later on, I started to tell them how important it is they focus with school, and not only to focus that mommy is not there. So I told them all those things, and I prepared them at very young age, so that I don't want them to come and start to ask me questions later on, like, mama, kwa nini ulifanya hivi, kwa nini hukutupeleka huko, kwa nini hujaenda kuishi na sisi huko. I always tell them, so it's in their head. So when I go there as a holiday, when I go there in holiday times, you cannot tell the difference that I'm not there and I'm there with them. You cannot really tell the difference, not unless I come and tell you, you know what, I'm not living here in the country with my kids because we are too close to each other. And my kids, they are more friends to me than they see me more friend as a mom.
That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, and I'm happy. I'm glad they're even in like in government school. That means they're really doing good.
Yeah, because before they were in a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Nadie, was magst du? Kannst du Kilian wegnehmen von die Türe? So, sorry guys. I'm in someone's room and he wants to come in, so he's
Mm.
mad with me. So, before they were in a private school as a primary, both of them in the same school. But then my son, he did well in that school and he was called in Kenyatta High in Voi. And now also my daughter, she did it but not so well, and then she was called in a school in Nairobi, but I didn't think that it was safer for her to having a day school, so I decided to take her to Kakamega. So now she's in Kakamega High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, is there any advice, or can you advise? Maybe probably there are people who are here and they want their kids to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you advise them on something, or if is it a good idea for them to bring their kids, or what do you think?
For me, every home it's different. The way you plan things in your home, it's different. The way you see things in your home, it's different for me, and it can be different for you and for someone else. So to tell someone to bring their kids here, number one, they have to prepare themselves first as a parents. Are
Mm-hmm.
they really ready to talk to these kids when they bring them here? They have to tell them the culture, they have to train them about the culture, about the society, about everything that is going on in this European country. They have to prepare their children, and that is first when they are back home. They have to tell them what it means to have everything. They have to tell them. And then when you come here, when the children come here, do not expect your children to be happy with everything, because now when you bring your children in this different country, different culture, you parents have a big expectation, like, hey, mtoto wangu ako majuu, atasoma international, atapata shule, atapata kazi, atapata future mzuri. But it doesn't apply for, I can say, 80%. Yeah, 80%, it doesn't apply good for them, because now they are used with back family. They see everybody back there. They see grandmother, they see grandfather, aunties, cousins, friends. And back home, we are so much friendly and together. But here, when you bring them here, they start to feel alone rather than to be with you. And then to school, you don't know what they are going through to the school. You don't know which kind of friends they are meeting in the school. Very rare kids that who are bought in this country that I've seen myself, that they can do well and go well with life. But the majority, they just follow the street. So I
So
won't say, yeah, bring. And me myself, I don't have even one. One, like, I didn't even bring one of myself here. And really, it was traumatizing me in the beginning, but now I'm super 100 comfortable to see my kids back home. They can only maybe come later when they are teenage, like adults. They know what it means bad. They know what it means good. Because also remember, you as a mother or as a father, you have your own depression when you come here. So how do you think that child, they cannot get depression? Yeah, they can also go through depression and they cannot tell you. So I've seen it, something I'm talking about through experience. And I cannot, me personally, I can say if they're back home and you're providing their best, like you take them to school, they don't lack anything, you do communicate with them, you do talk to them, you go visit them, they come to visit you in the country where you are. I think that is the best relationship that you can do with them. And then if they want to come here, you have really, really to be a front line to show them everything and to talk to them all the time what it means to live in Europe.
Yeah, and that is another place also time many parents don't have because they're busy working.
Yeah, especially me, I couldn't imagine what could happen for me because I'm full-time now mom working. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm all these things. And now I'm working 80%. Even to get sometimes enough time with my own two children here, it can be challenged. So can you imagine four of them in a single home? And I don't know how it could go because I cannot talk about the absence life that it has not happened, but it's hard. It's completely hard.
Okay, so let's move forward. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
moving forward now. Let's talk where you are
Mm-hmm.
as a mom, as an active mom right now.
Yeah.
How is it? How is parenting? How is motherhood? How is wifehood?
Now I'm very 100% active and very close as with my kids as a mom, because now you see here I don't get any help from someone outside. Like I cannot hire a nanny, I cannot have a nanny. I just have to raise my child one on one. So I'm so thankful that I have a family system that supports me, because I have to work. I love working. So it is challenging, but it's so beautiful, I can tell you. I have so much connection with my two kids here, which I can say it's a quite different thing from the other ones, but that does not mean they are good than the other ones. For me, my kids are the same, and I train them to love each other all the time. Like Nadine, when I give birth to her, even at the young age of 6 months, I could show her some pictures of my son and my daughter, and I could tell her, that is your sister, that is your brother. And she grew up knowing that I have a brother and sisters back home. So when she started to talk, and if someone will ask her something, do you have siblings, she will say, yes, I have a big brother, I have a big sister, and they are back home with another grandmother. So that is something that a lot of people that I've seen, when they have children back home and they have children here, they don't do that connection. They don't train the children here that there are also some other children's back
Yeah,
home. Because I
that is,
can't imagine I will be the first person in the world that I have children here and children back home.
that is even wrong, I think.
Yeah, it's even wrong. Like I had friend, and she's no longer my friend anymore. She was much more on her focusing on a child here, and that, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it. It's very wrong. It's very wrong to divide your children just because they are not living the same. It doesn't mean they should not know each other.
Hmm.
No.
So, okay, right now as parent, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
how, what are the challenges that you face?
The challenges that I face now, I cannot say there are so many because, as I said, I have a support system family, which is my mother-in-law. My husband, most of time, is a home office, so I can just go to work as usual. I report my at workplace at exactly time that I'm supposed to be at work, and I've never have any problem to raise children here. I mean, for me, things are working kind of balanced, a balanced
You
work thing, because mom, wife, worker, for me things are balanced.
asking this because
Mm-hmm.
normally social media you see a lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I've seen a lot, eh?
Yeah.
It's almost like a hindering to have kids in Europe, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because people are complaining. There's a lot of complaints. There's a lot of this. Oh, motherhood is hard. Motherhood. You haven't faced that, you.
No, I think it's how you see things, how you see the situation. You know, when you see situation it's hard, you are going to make the situation even harder. For me, I just have to balance the situation. And I've never seen something wrong. Like, okay, it can be, it's true, because here in Europe, if you don't have really someone to support you, especially when it comes to kids, like you are just you and your husband, and at the same time you have to go to work, it's hard. And then you have to pay kita, and then you have to pay a place where you take the child, which is half of your salary or entire salary. It depends how much you earn and how expensive it is and where you live. I can see there are those things, they can happen, but you can only focus, if you only put your energy towards it, then it can drive you crazy. For me, I don't focus only on this one particular thing that is not making me happy. I have to focus on how can I do these things work, because now, before I was working 50%, now this year I've started to work 80%. So you can imagine 80%, 4 days or 5 days in a week you are at workplace, and you have to live. I mean, you have kids, you have to balance their homework. Of course, I didn't go to school, so I cannot say that I will take care of the house of Gabe. I cannot do that, but my husband, he support me with that, like cooking, washing, einkaufen, to make sure that they are fed. I'm there. If I have, for example, Spätdienst, it start at 12 or 1:12. I have to make sure this time I'm at home. I have to cook. If it's my day to cook, I have to cook and to prepare food and leave at home for their dinner. And if I'm going through things, once I come back at 4, I have to take the entire responsible, like they are taking shower, I cooked them. I just have to ask if the house of garden is done, and that's it. Only when
Focus
you
on too
don't
much.
have a system, support system, then it's hard. Then it can take you crazy.
And what about like we are in a different cultural system, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The parenting here is totally different to how we know.
Yeah,
How do you balance that? You are parenting, and because I believe you are into the interracial marriage, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So how do you balance the parenting?
Okay, now we have to put things in the table and we have to come up with one mindset. So there are things that I am so direct to tell my daughter, and there are things that my husband is so direct to tell her. So I am from Africa. The way I was raised, it's totally different how I'm raising my children here, because there are some things like, unajua huko nyumbani kitu kidogo tu, once the child is doing something wrong, your hand is very fast to slap, because you think when you slap or when you beat, it's kind of to correct not to do, or to give the child fear of not to do the same thing, because she will feel pain when she will do the same thing. So for me, I think I come up with idea and he come up with idea, and then we meet them together, and then we settle on that decision how we are going to raise our kids now together as mixed family, because I have my own traditional African way, that the way I was raised, the way I was taught things, and most of them they were actually losting. Like, to beat, it's number one. To beat your own child, it doesn't mean that you are taking the stupidity. Did I say that thing right? It doesn't mean that you're taking bad manners away from the child. So I think to beat, it's bad. You should not beat, but you should talk to them, because when I married my husband in the beginning, he could come in Africa and he could see how I was really disciplining my daughter, and he never told me direct. He came to told me later when we were married. And since then, when he told me what it means, I stopped completely. I've never touched my children even one single day when I'm back home. I've never beat them. I've never shouted to them. I always talk to them the way I can talk with my friend. So I think most of the things I was taught the African way, when I try to use them, they're mostly
Doesn't work.
go wrong. Yeah, they mostly go wrong. They don't work. So
And
I
how
just,
discipline them?
how do?
How do you discipline them?
Oh my God, I cannot talk much about discipline because she have not yet starting to give me a problem. She's only 11-year old. Most of time I talk to her, and when she make me hungry, she know only my eyes will tell her, mommy, she's not happy. Because here in Switzerland, the way I know the law here, you should not shout like all the time, like you're fighting to your child, and you should not beat them, because then the story will be in the school. In school, story will be to police, and then later on there are people who are involved, and then later on the children will taking away from you. Imagine doing that in Africa. I don't know what could happen. So how do I discipline her? Is she's very easy child, so I don't know. I cannot talk much about discipline. For me, it has to be done this way and this way. Like, she know herself, she have to do her bed once she wake up in the morning, and she have to aufräumen her sima in a weekend, like to take away the toys, because our room sometimes is full of paradise of toys. So every Saturday she know that is a collecting day, and she collect without me telling her. So she's well arranged, and she's not yet, I mean, she's starting to become teenager, but I will hope and see that it will work well. So far there's no strict discipline yet.
Okay. And do you encourage your kids on an extra activities like such things like hobbies?
Yeah, of course, my daughter, she have choir, she have music, she go there to sing every Tuesday evening, and she have piano classes with grandmother downstairs, so she know how to do piano. And also, we when I have time, free day, we can also go to Spielplatz. It's also important for kids, you get to know them more. And here in Europe, I can tell you, invest in that time when they are too young. Invest it in it. Stay with them as long as you can. Play with them as long as you can. Once they are 15, they are gone. Like, they have so many tarbin with friends, and at the age of 15, 17, they will start to wash off, from your hands. You will start to see them going really. So when they are this young, invest your time with them, because this is the only time that you enjoy to have with your children.
Mhm. And at least you have the support system.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are some who they don't have the support system
yeah,
and going through a tough time.
yeah.
Would you please give them a word of encouragement, or what can you advise them, at least just to give them hope on that hard time?
Okay. It depends how situation is. When your situation is like you have to work at the same time to be a mom, and then you pay Kita with your own working money, then it's different. But
let me say a little bit about, for those ones, I don't think they pay kita. The kita is being paid for.
yeah,
They
they're in
don't.
German.
Yeah,
Here in
they don't.
Switzerland, you have to pay.
Here they don't. Here, the system here, if a parent is a single mom and is paying all her bills, then the government comes in and help out. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and there's also the kids also get this. It's called Kindergeld.
Kindergeld, yeah.
Yeah, Kindergeld. The
Mm-hmm.
they will pay kita. So no, there is no, when it comes to payment, there I don't think they do it.
Okay, me here, the way I know things, I may be wrong. Someone correct me on the comment section. Here in Switzerland, all is paid by you as a parent, and
Mhm.
kita as well is paid by you as a parent. And when it comes to now Kinderzulage Kinderzulage, it's being paid by person who is in the family who is earning more. Like for me, I cannot receive that money. It's only my husband who receive that money. So yeah, for that I cannot talk about it much.
Okay. Here, the way I see, if parents, husband and wife, they both work, yeah,
Yeah.
and their money is more, maybe I think there's an annual money they're supposed to be having in a year, they receive in a year. If they that money, then they have to pay. But if they don't exceed that money, then the government comes in and pays for the children.
Mm,
So case, in most people who are single, like single parents, they really don't pay.
I have never been single here in Europe. I cannot talk about it. And most of payment things, my husband does it, but he never told me government chip in. Only this official money that is given for one parent. If you are husband and wife, one gets it. The person who earn more gets it. So that when it comes to that, I don't know much details. And
Okay.
I will just give hope to any parent who is going through a hard time here in Europe. It's something that it has the journey. It's not like a permanent situation. Look the best out of it. Focus only for the best of it. Focus like and be happy. Oh, this is the time now. I'm taking care of this child. 7 years to come, that child is no longer in your house. The way I know. So
Mhm.
I will just tell them to enjoy more and to be less on the negative side of it. Yeah.
I would also like to add maybe also a word of hope to those parents. Like someone came here,
Mm-hmm.
already has kids, in a tough situation, probably single mom, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
is working at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like to tell them is, instead also of concentrating too much on negative,
Mm-hmm.
uh, as a single mom, there's a lot of benefits you get from the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot that I've seen, many people, like many women, they're like, oh, at even just getting the money from the government, it's becoming a problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like there's a certain standard of life, everyone is just chasing that standard. Yeah.
Yeah.
For you're keeping your kids in danger, your kids are not growing healthy, just because you're running towards a life which is not even of health. I would say it's
Yeah.
not even of,
Yeah.
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 So what I would say, like, the government already is chipping in, the government is giving you that comfortability. So why not just relax, give your kids all what you can, because that the less money that you don't have, the government is already giving you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kids get kindergeld. If you feel you're too much, it's too much with kids, it's so stressful, there's a lot of extra activities like piano,
Mm-hmm.
guitar, music, sports. Why not enroll your kids in such activities? Then, and this at this hour where your kids are in their extra activities, you are probably doing your own things and relaxing.
Yeah.
And not so much into hurrying into a life which is actually, I would say, some people, they dig their own grave.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to internet or social media, trying to put everything together and try to show everybody situation it's gold and down there it's black. I don't do that. I just raise my family the way I feel comfortable and good and happy about it. But once you will start to, to bring a good gold into this face that you only know it's not right, then you will sink into depression. I mean, it's just to bring a lot of stress for you yourself and also for the children, because at
I
some
know.
point of life they have to behave this particular way, and then once that window is shut down they have to be this way. And for me that is kind of two-way life, and I cannot control that, and I cannot even start to even imagine how
It's also
to start
depriving,
it.
depriving depriving the kids of that love, the affection. When kids are small, they're supposed to grow with affection from their
Yeah.
parents. Their parents has to be there, but you will find, just because I'm a standard life, there's a life I'm chasing.
Mhm.
You find, you normally you have to stay home with your kids for 3 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 years, the government is there to settle that for you to be able to stay at home. But you find many people, they just get out. Kids, they go with 1 year, less than 1 year. You find kids are already in kita. Probably the mother is always bringing kids from one place, one door to another, just because they are looking for someone to take care of the kids.
Mhm.
I
Mhm. For me, that one, it has never happened. The moment
here.
our children will be outside of our hands is the moment when they join Spielgruppe, which is once a week. Like Killian, he will join it in August after summer ferian, once a week and for a couple of hours. And then later on, he will join kindergarten with 5 years, and that's it. But now to try to introduce them in so many things, I don't do that. I just
This is
go with the original steps, the way they have
here.
been done here in Switzerland.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It really do happens a lot, and mostly with the single parents,
Mm.
because they go back to work. I don't know, maybe just because of the situation. You
Yeah,
never
that's
know.
why I told you every home it has their own different situation. So it can be like maybe they feel tired to be at home and they want to do something for themselves, and they see now the time is not going. You know, yeah.
Yeah,
It's different with everybody.
but me, what I can advise them is just stay home, give that affection to your kids, because believe me, that affection those kids are not getting out there. We are in
Exactly.
foreign land, totally foreign land.
Okay, when it's back home, it's different because back home you
Have
have
fun.
so many people who are
Yeah,
surrounded. Even in back home, your children is for the society. Like
yeah.
your neighbor, it's the mother of your children. Like everybody take care of everybody back home. But it's not the same thing applies here, because I remember when we were living in the village and I was pregnant, close to give birth to Nadine, because Nadine, 4 years, she was raised in the village. So it could be hard. Like I've never seen personally neighbors there. I could only heard their doors begging, but I've never seen them for 4 years. So you can imagine the situation, how big different it is according to home. So I don't know. People are different, and people they do parenting very different.
is why now parenthood in Europe, it has been already diagnosed like a hard thing. Now, personally, me, I don't think parenting is that hard the way
It's
people
not
treat it.
hard for me. It's also the way you look the situation. If you look it hard, you will make it hard, because every time you will see something positive, you will change it to negative, and then you will come here in the media, start to screaming, oh, I'm this, my child is this, my child is this. I mean, you don't need all this. You just need to focus on your child and raise them and take care of them, give them that affection that you said, show them love, so that they can enjoy that moment. Because I'm telling you, they do grow like, I don't know,
Yeah.
they do grow so fast. And
Mm.
it's just yesterday I was pregnant for Killian. I can't believe now he's running everywhere. He's very, difficult to handle. He's everywhere, and it's very tough boy. So I'm using this moment, but now I cannot say much because I'm working 80%. So most of time I'm not with him, but whenever I get my time with my kids, all the time with them.
And let me ask you, what was the hardest period,
Mhm.
the hardest that you overcame in parenting? And at the same time, you tell me the best moment of parenting.
Oh, the hardest is the one that when I was raising those two back home, I could wake up in the morning na ushinde
Mm-hmm.
tu ghetto the whole day, you have nothing to do, and then jioni mtoi anakuitisha food, and then in the evening the child asks you for food, and it's night and you cannot go anywhere to work. Now you start to ask yourself, nilikuwa nashinda huko nje nikipiga mdomo na sahii mtoi wangu ananililia nimpe nini? Hey, that one was my nightmares, when I couldn't do anything during the day, and then in the night I've been asked for food. And when children have hunger, they cannot hold it, they don't know how to control it. They will scream it until neighbor will wake up and give you something was left over, and give you, because in ghetto is just a shield, is it's like transparency living. Mtoto wako akilia, jirani anasikia. So that was my entire nightmare when it comes to parenting, when I didn't know what to do and I didn't know how to solve the problem. Then, because me myself, I was also asking help from my mother, because I was also a child. At the same time, I learned a lot out of that situation. I became now a hard work person, and I made sure that every single night I will just have at least 1 or 2 meals in the day for my child. So it was
I,
difficult.
I was to ask if you have any nutrition, like is there a proper meal plan you have for your kids, or you just
Oh my
there's some,
God. Me,
do
I
you have
see people. Me, I can say in German way, people they have betrieben. Like, they took things so serious. For me, my two other kids, the way I raised them, there was not this nutrition. Whatever is on the table,
you
that is
eat?
what to be eaten. As long as it's not a stone, you
By then,
cannot bite.
me, I go by that up to now.
Yeah, in as much as is not a stone, it's something to be taken in it. So unataka tu kusikia umeshiba, that's it, so don't complain. Me, I don't know this nutrition where it came from. With the book, you have to read the book, you have to go this. So mimi, let me say, as me, as a mother who didn't go to school, where could I learn this nutrition from?
Sorry to say, but up on the depression in a talker, too many things, too much, a lot today. My
Yeah,
God.
when I gave birth to Nadine, now that was my first time for my husband to have a child. He went even to shop and buy book how to take care of the child. For me, this is automatic. When the child cry, he needs food. Yeah, or he need to sleep, so try to give the child food when he cries, and if it's worse, then try to check the doctor, maybe something is wrong. But to go to book and read one sentence and hear child is crying, that is crazy motherhood for me. I
Oh
can't.
well. So, what is your advice to mothers who have little kids, small kids?
Yeah, the advice is, when you are very new mom, these things are very mother nature way. Once that baby comes out of your stomach, you automatically become how you know how to take care of that child, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't go to school to take care of the child. I don't think if that classes exist, but here in Europe they have this Mutterbereich. Like me, those things have never go there. The only thing I went is physiotherapy after I got baby. Now they train that they do Beckenboden, yeah, to put back your muscles. Those are things that I was like, I have two kids and this I've never seen in Africa, how to take care of the muscles. So here they do prepare you as a young mom. So they, there are steps that you take, there are classes that you take, they prepare you psychologically. That is not like these things, let them be natural, let them be taken care of mother nature. Because once you start to, I don't know, wazungu, they have so many things that they worry for, and they're not even important. And I feel sad for our sisters who come from Africa and then they sink into this system. Like
Again,
me, I want to do this. Yes, I didn't do in Africa, it doesn't mean I don't have to do it. Yes, it's good to know, but it's not good to sink into all this that they tell you. Like
we
for
have,
me, even
I
when
think,
I got back to Nadine, someone was there to try to tell me how to hold nipple, how to hold a baby. But when I wake up and sit on the bed, because in the hospital you don't tell them that this is your first third child, or you don't give them a lot of information. So when she saw me wake up and hold my child and put her on the right way and feed her, and this is something that I was not even shown with my own mom, it came by itself in my own life. So it's crazy. It's crazy how our people who come here and try to sink into this. Me, you will never get me.
I
No, I only go
yeah,
normal clinic. That's it.
I think with our people we try so much to adapt things which they are not necessary.
They are not. They
Yeah.
are not necessary to you. Whatever your doctor told you, she's just there to give you that information as a doctor, but then it's your decision whether you will do it or not. In as much as you're not killing the child or you're not raising the child, I mean, you don't hold your child legs up and head down. That I couldn't imagine even the first time mom. So
And for those who want to be mothers, yeah, those who don't have kids, those who don't have children, how what would your advice be to them? Like, would
it
you
can,
tell? Okay, go on.
it
Yeah.
it can be because of situation. Maybe she never want to have a child, or maybe she have difficult to have child, or she's looking for one and she doesn't have yet. So if she's looking for one and she doesn't have yet, the God time is the right time. And if those who never want it at all, it's also okay, and we have to respect them as society, because that is their decision made. We should
Now,
not point finger on them and say you are childless, or bare mother, or buried mother. We don't have to put fingers on them, because each and every one of us, we have decisions that we make that are comfortable and good for us. And
mm,
for those who are now preparing to become mom, they're on the process already, they are waiting for their baby to come. Don't panic, just raise your child the way it will be. Like, just allow your child to grow in the most natural thing that you don't feel fear, or you don't have to have depression or stress about having this child. Be happy the way you got it, this child, and be happy to have this child, and be happy to raise this child.
And children are a blessing from.
And children are blessings. If you have one or two or four like me, or many, be blessed.
They are blessings,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. Do you have anything else to say? Now, me, my questions are finished. Now, do you have anything else? The last thing you would like to say before we open the floor?
Yeah, the last thing I would like to say here, I am totally happy about the last video that we did. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of positive vibe. I liked it, and I really thank each one of you that who went to my channel and subscribe and like some my videos and commented there. I really do like and appreciate your how do you call this, Jamani, your support. I really do appreciate that. And also I'm looking forward to, to do more with you as a friend. I mean, we have good connection even at the first time we talked on the WhatsApp. So I feel like you are a good person, you have a good energy, and I will like us to do more. And now I have a new job. I think we should do this live thing very often, because there are so many things that people have to learn from us, especially people who have experience. I have a big story to share. I only need support by subscribe, and if I see those subscribe, I really feel good in my heart and sit down and create video for you guys. So thank you, and I appreciate once again to host me here in your channel, in your platform.
Umekaribishwa tena sana.
Asante sana.
Yeah, and also even me, I will like to say thank you to you, appreciate you. It's amazing. You take your time, you share your story.
Yeah.
There's there who probably your story. Hey,
Story. Kwa hii video tumetwang. Oh my goodness. Uh-huh.
sorry, your story has moved someone. I also believe with the previous story, you've really moved a lot,
Mm.
and you are a nice woman. You are a
John
nice.
Stoner anasema I've learned a lot. I don't know the names jamalizia vizuri, but it's John something.
We will go on the comments later.
Okay.
So yeah, you've been amazing. Even your energy is so good. There's a lot to learn from you. You have the experience, and I am so happy. And you're also very much welcome to the channel. Like we've talked, we'll be going live, tackle different issues.
Yeah.
Life, I think we are already to experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, and if you have noticed, most of the time we are always focused on you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you. And also don't feel shy that you have mixed kids, like the coffee milk light that we have here, and also the other kids. Just make sure they're all in the same level. Only when you start to see these are more, they have more value than the other ones. And one thing that I forgot to say is also, when you went through trauma raising your kids back home, or kid back home, and then you come here in Europe or wherever in the world you go, and then you get a child, and then you start to raise that child without trauma, without stress. Everything is organized, everything is planned the way you wanted. Do not
Mhm.
That do not make you hate the other child or the other children that hao walinipitisha stress nyingi sana hata sitakangi kuwaona. Do not say those things from your mouth to your children. It's not really good. It doesn't mean because these ones they have everything, you have right to treat the other ones wrong. And these are the things I even see here sometimes in the street. You just see how the black child being treated with the own mother differently with the other child who is being born here. So sometimes I feel bad and it's shame to do that for your own child. And then you expect Wazungu to like your child, and you yourself as a parent, you don't like that child. So those are the things that I've seen it with my two naked eye.
I keep saying and I keep preaching, and I think I will not stop preaching this.
Mm.
As Africans, we really need to do better. We need to educate ourselves more.
Better.
The things we do out here, I'm telling you, they are the things which degrade us more. And the way we take in so much of whiteness,
Yeah.
that even your own culture, your own self, you're even hating your own self. The way we put the white mentality ahead, I really think we really need a lot. We really need to educate ourselves a lot.
For me, like culture, you must stay in your culture, whether you're in the different country or what. Embrace your own culture. Talk it. Hata kama hakuna mtu ata appreciate and take it as a advice, but embrace it. It's yours anyway.
And then you don't have to take everything that you're being told by a white person.
That's
You don't.
what I told you. If you go to maternity, because when I visited maternity here, there was this, there was that you have to do. For me, I just went only for the dates to hear the heartbeat, to see the sex of the child, and that's it. For these all things that she said me to, even though the insurance was paying, I never care them, because me, I have my own way of doing things. I do things the way I am happy with and comfortable doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like where there were those exercises with my two first kids, where were they? I've never do. So why should I do now?
Yeah. So I think that one is, we are going to have another live session to talk more on how we have to start going back home. Tumeishi kwa streets for a very long time. We are even tunaishi kwa nyumba za watu. We are living in someone's house. Pale hata your own self, you cannot even bring your own self out. Unaishingi, I don't know.
Unataka kucover it up and being seen the other way, and then ukifika kwa nyumba usiku una reveal yourself, but ukikuwa uko nje mio ndo kitu ingine sijuangi kujiweka. I don't know how to put myself to life because I cannot handle.
It's okay. Let me read the comments now.
Okay.
Johnson Olefa, this is Olefa. He said depression ati ugonjwa ya wadosi na nyewe hata mimi huona hivyo. Hakuna mtaani kukula one meal a day is normal, but pale Karen mtu akila one meal anaamka or leave funeral home.
Yeah.
Depression you wadosi. Olefa, we stimmen that da.
Yeah, because unajua ni easy ati nimezaa niko na depression. I go to see a YouTuber women who give birth and say I have this depression after birth. Mine was finding me on the street looking for Pampers, food. Even then we didn't have Pampers when I give birth to my son.
Yeah,
they were, but they were introduced by only rich people. They could be only seen in the supermarket, and price of it was crazy. So nililea mtoi wangu na mashuka lessons na napkin zilikuwa luxury. Nilikuwa tu naenda nazo clinic because nani anataka kuonekana mtoto wake napkin ni yellow So mine I could save them for clinics, but most of time walikuwa kwa maleso.
Can you believe, unaona, nowadays me what I see most, it's, you know, life has many challenges, yeah. Just because people don't want to face these challenges, hapo ndo mtu anaingilia anasema it's depression. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Well, in real there is no depression there. It's life challenge.
Yeah, that
you need
is me. Hata hiyo kitu depression I've never experienced myself. Mi sijui, na labda kama inakujanga ni kama niko happy ama I don't know. Mi sijui hata inakaa aje.
Mi hata sijai notice kama ishai kuja.
Mi hata hiyo symptoms ndio sijai kuona. Labda mtu akiniambia symptoms naweza kusema ya kitu kama hili ni apenia nika feel type of way, but
Alafu ukikumbuka hizi ndo vitu zenye zilikwanga zina happen, sijui unasikiaje, unaambiwa kasi huyo shetani, huo ni shetani, hebu ambia shetani atoke.
Yeah.
But mtu anaikaribisha. Unakuja at you are depressed.
Thank you for that comment.
Yeah. And then akaandika ingine akasema long distance parenting seems challenging. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is challenging because you know you're not there as a physical mom or physical dad to see what is really going on down there. But once you have a good understanding, an open relationship with your kids, it should not be hard. You just pay, you make sure school fees is paid, mtoto asifukuzwe shule ianze kukua. Nilishinda nyumbani that day ndo nikaenda kukutana na nani ndo ika happen because of the school fees. So you have to make sure that school fees is paid and then they're in the school full time. The only time they will leave the school is the closing day.
And then another, Mother didn't tell us ati drugs ni mbaya. Angekupata tu na fulani kisha anakupiga kama nyoka na kuombea.
Hizo nini, hizo I think hizo nini, kama hujaambiwa na mapema mzazi wako hajakualert na mapema, because now hata naambianga watoto wangu usikuje kufungua mdomo wako useme sikukuambia, because when it comes to sex I always tell my kids into deep and what it means. Whether they will take it now or later, me I don't want to hear that ai mama mi sikuwahi jua hiyo, sikuwahi ambiwa hiyo. So, and I'm not ashamed of saying that. My kids are my friends and they tell me most of everything, because I remember 2019 my son, he had a stress and he told me mama niko na stress, demu wangu ameniwacha. Nikamwambia huyo hata mwenye amekuacha ni mmoja, the number is coming, watakuacha wengi. Huyo amekuacha ni mmoja, utaachwa na wengi na utafeel kujiua, na usiaijiua juu ya demu mwenye ameenda, wacha aende, kuna mwingine atakaa.
Hiyo ni poa. Alafu I think also before parents were different from now. Unajua before they didn't used to talk much. Sai we have so much information here and there.
Yeah.
And then ambiwa we can always talk to your kids.
Yeah, I always talk to them. I always train my girl like what it means to be a girl, how to feel girl, and how to be a proper mannered girl. So me naongeleshanga watoto wangu each and everything you can imagine that I cannot talk to my kids. I talk to them because I'm not there with them, and I don't think my mom, if she never told me myself, so I don't think she will open her mouth and tell my children. So for that I even tell them when I go holiday, I sit with them in the living room and we chat, and she's like, that is too much information. Yeah, for them it's not even enough, they need more.
Yeah. And then one says, hey ladies, looking gorgeous as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aya, akasema ingine, I envy good parenting in that a huge percentage of us attribute our success to earlier techniques by good parents and guidance. In fact, in Kenya, the family is the basic unit of a parenting is critical. Anasema in Kenya, basic parenting, it's a little bit
critical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
What would you
depends.
think of
When
that?
now situation, everything it's expensive. Life it's expensive. I was there in January. I could feel like I'm still in Europe because I can tell you life is extremely expensive. So you can really you don't have enough time to take care of you know like to be 100% you stay home and take care of children, and yet nyumba inafaa kulipa, unafaa kupika jioni, watu wanafaa kukula, and maybe for example if you're a single mom, you have kids, you must struggle a lot, so it's hard.
Huyu sasa hapa amenichongoa ati stoli. Unaona vile nilingoa?
Hata mi najua watanikujia because niling'oang'oa pia hapo hapo English.
Ukikuyu yangu inatokeanga at that awkward moment.
Mm.
Ati stoli.
Kwanza hiyo stoli ni ya Mkamba, si Wakamba ndo ung'oa stoli.
By the way,
Si ya
mimi ni
Wakikuyu, hiyo ni ya Wakambodia
wa
stoli.
ati shida. Hata ameandika hata kuandika shida, aliandika shida ya matamchi. Unaona vile but
Shida ya matamuchi.
yeah. But this is unscripted video, and that's the beauty of it. Yes, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I think also life inakufanya unakuwa comfortable and then you feel like hautaki kuanza kusema hi guys. Which I'm going to do now actually, guys. There is an unboxing coming, so stay tuned for my new stuff that I've gotten. So stay tuned for
even
hi
me,
guys.
even me, I have a video. It's coming up. I did some hiking today.
Ah, okay, good.
Yeah. Now,
Good.
even was advertising for our live, but
Ah, okay.
yeah. So mimi nimemalizana.
Mm-hmm.
I would being a mother is being a mom. It's a learning experience, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
a learning experience and it doesn't have end.
genau, and there is nothing being an early mom or an old mom or nay.
Yeah.
Once you are mother,
Yeah, once you become a mom, you are mom. It doesn't matter young or, even the teenager mom, old mom, middle mom. I mean, it's always ending with that MA, a mom. So, period. Mom is a mom, and you will be a mom your entire life. Even if they will be old, you will still say, those are my children. They will still call you mom.
and then imagine, can you imagine that these kids one day they will come and go, they will have their own life, so it's not something which is going to be there forever.
Yeah, that's why I said also in
Yeah.
the earlier answers, enjoy this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy this moment. Once they have gone, especially near in Europe, they go with 15, 17, they're out of your life. Every time isha mean, mi colleague. So
And then take your situation as it is. Don't compare your situation with someone else.
never,
Just
never
yeah,
compete with the elephant to shit because
yeah.
you will be always the one to lose.
And me, I will tell this to mothers, yeah. Don't be afraid to get help from the government just because you are afraid that sijui watu watakuongea, watu watakufanya. 9, look at your family first.
Mm.
That
And
government,
especially here in Europe, hizo government organization, they are open for many people. So the door are open, you just step in and they will not chase you out.
if that is going to make your work easier, take it. Don't think
Mm.
that because of sijui nani atasema,
Kwani si waseme hao ndo wanakuwekea food kwa meza? Mi nasemanga siku hizi mwenye ananisengenya na waste time yake, because I really don't dig into people
but
like nani amenisema
right,
wewe umenisema wewe. Me, I don't have those time.
Rael, there's something here I see, like if you are in government, watu sijui wanakuongeaje, people they literally degrade you.
Okay, mimi na kuanga na issue na watu wenye wako kwa government and they can work. We have people who are we have people who are being dependent on the government, social armed. and they can work. If you are there and you can work,
Yeah, that's
that is wrong. But
yeah,
mother, hata mama mwenye ako hapa single mom na afanyi kazi, they have right to be
right.
supported
Yeah.
by government.
Take it. There are people who are married, their husband are taking care of them. Then why not your government be your husband?
Yeah.
Kuna watu wamekaa kwa manyumba, hakuna kitu wanafanya.
Me, I can't imagine someone who is sitting the whole day in the house. Me, nikikosa kwanza hiyo kitu nili experience last year. I quitted my job not knowing where I'm going. Wow, something that I will never do again in Europe. Quit job without knowing the other one is coming. So I could, when I went to Kenya, I was okay. I was having party. I was enjoying my life. When I came, I think in the middle of safari, I realized by the way, nili quit job, and how am I going to survive in the house? Because me, I'm not a home person. I don't like. I do enjoy staying at home in the manner that I know today it's my free and I've been working, or tomorrow I will go to work. And then to stay at home, I enjoy. Then I have enough time to clean up my house and organize things that I've not organized. So when I came back, kuna ka stress kalinichapa, maybe hapo ndo kanaitwangwa ka depression, mi sijui, lakini kuna ka stress kalini hit. Nimerudi na sina job, siku 3 unapiga simu mfululizo, kuna job unaambiwa hakuna. Then I started to pray people waende huko kwa mountain wakash little waanguke nipate job. And actually it works. So walienda wakashlitel shlitel ni nini, kusnow kuski. So walienda wakaski wakaanguka, nikaitiwa job uni, nikaenda nikachapa job wiki 3. So sometimes you have to pray for them too, because if that will bring your food in the table, you have to do that. Yeah.
So if you are almost killing yourself because you don't want to get money there, you please just stop killing yourself. Go get it.
Go get it anyway, and keep knowing that once ukianza kufanya job, they will come for their money. So it's nothing for free.
Here they don't take it back. There's something.
Here they take it back once. Maybe I can be wrong, but tell me, guys. Here, once you get help from social, when you get the job, they will take. I think they take the money to budget your budget so that they can have enough for their refund.
You know here what they do? When you are working, you pay Arbeitslos.
Hata hapa.
For that time when you don't have work, you will just go back to that account where you've been paying in, and then they will pay you.
Yeah, but you have to work more than 2 years. If it's 1 year, they don't give you that money. Then they send you to government organization.
But probably mtu ameshafanya kazi hiyo miaka yote.
Yeah, maybe.
Najua, yeah.
So mimi mara ya kwanza nikiwa mgeni nilipotezanga ile job ya Putzen, because I used to Putzen in the hotel, and then I lost it, and I went to RAF. RAF is another organization here in Switzerland. It's also a government, but it's direct with worker Arbeit laws. So I went there and they saw I was only working under a year. So they told me, we will just find something else for you to do. So we cannot pay you because you didn't have enough saved so that we can pay you. Yeah. And it's also hectic to go to these people. I know, I went once and I had bad experience, and I didn't complain because I didn't work more than 2 years, so it was okay for me.
Read this one. I'm talking to single parents. Those ones who those ones who have no otherwise.
Yeah, they should not be afraid of it, and they should not think people will talk about them. People will see them different. Let them see you different, but keep food in your children's table. That is what matters. What people talk, it's none of their business, and it's totally bullshit. Let them talk. They will talk in as much as it's not their words is not written on my back that everybody will read. I'm good, honey.
You know, people talk. They will talk. They will always find something new to talk about.
Yeah.
human nature.
Yeah, and that is normal. So you should not be scared to go for
Yeah.
help. Go for help, because when you kill yourself, they will also come and talk. Like,
You
why she
know,
didn't go to the government money? Why did she die with hunger? So they will talk anyway. So
yeah,
you go without even shame, without even feeling like it's bad thing to do. It's actually 100% good thing to do, because you need support as a
you know,
single mom. You need support as a single dad, because they
and
do exist fear.
it's just a stepping stone. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you stay there. It's just a step you're making to move forward.
And once I believe your child is a particular age to go to shule, you must they look for you a job to work maybe 30%.
You know, yeah,
Yeah, so it's not like they're helping you completely for free. They're just seeing they want just to balance your situation so that you can live okay, so that you
yeah.
don't go to street.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, na tupunguze mashida za Waafrika huku.
Wako na mashida nyingi. Unajua mimi huku sinanga marafiki wengi wenye wananiletea mashida zao. I used to have them, but I fear them nowadays like fire.
Nene, nasema tupunguze mashida za Kiuafrika huku. Unajua, I don't know, kuna
Like,
vile tunakuwa tukiangaliwa huku, which is not and it's the way us we represent ourselves. Unajua, there's a
maybe
way we
huku pia wako. Unajua mi huku sina ma friends wengi. I cut before I had them, but it was all the time ulisema uliniambia mtu hizo ulisema uliniambia niliacha Kenya. Sitaki kuzisikia hapa kwa masikio yangu. Ulisema uliniambia, nilikwambia nini? Nilisema nini?
mi imagine hata huku sishughulikangi na wasichana wa Kikenya kwa
Mi
sababu
kwangu ni X. I meet Kenyans, people who are well educated, so I can get their wisdom to me, and I can use their wisdom.
Gena,
I
huku
meet only the educated. Juu sasa tukikutana watu hatujenda shule wawili tunaongea. Si ni ujinga tu, tutakuwa tu tunaongea. Hakuna mwenye asiwezi muadvise, hawezi ni advice. Sasa afadhali nikutane na mwenye amekula kitabu, nitumie wisdom yake kuimprove my life.
by then that's me. Imagine my character development of people. Imagine hata nilikoko kuna place niliyafika nikaona. I said I was born in Nakuru and Nairobi raised me, but character development nilikuja kupatana nayo huku na wasichana. Mi hiyo ndo kitu yenye guy, imagine hiyo yote nilimiss Nairobi, na unajua tu vile Nairobi kuko survival ya Nairobi, na mi I can tell my best time, but vile nilikuja huku it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Hata huku ukikaa sana, I think hata venye nilienda nyumbani juzi, hizo vitu zinakujanga natural. The way una behave na watu huko nyumbani, the way you interact with them, the way you talk, the way you treat people, watu wanakuona msichana siku hizi ni mtofauti. Yeah, wacha lakini wengi wanaichukulia ati unaringa.
Na
si kuringa, hiyo ni venye una interact na watu hapa. Ukienda huko it's totally different story, and they expect you cheke venye ulikuwa unacheka hizo vitu hata nilisahau kuzicheka. Hata nowadays na smilingi tu, nasema it's okay, we move on.
kuna place niliona walikuwa wanasema ati nowadays people who live in diaspora, ati when they come back home it's like they don't want anything to do with the Kenyans. Like,
no, it's not like that. Wasifikiria hivyo, not unless wao ndo hata mi naonanga wao ndo wanajidistance, because the moment you want to keep them to you, now they feel type of way like we are not the same class, and you look this kind of different. For me I cannot tell if I have the same people that I used to grow with them in
unajua tumeanza tulitoka kwa topic.
Aya, tumesahau tunafaa kufunga hii channel. Hey, chao. Hata naona ni 92 minutes tumeingia udaku yenye hata haifai. Ebu bye.
Okay, please like the your share.
Okay guys, thank you so much. I appreciate on this. Aki tumeanza kuongea vitu haziko. We, bye.
Emotional.
Okay, kwa exit ni wapi? Hapa mali ya X.
Wacha nitoke, yeah.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
You too, thank you. Let's see each other off camera.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.